Demystifying PhD Admission in Computer Science, written by ThanhVu Nguyen, read by Zakir Hassan, Mymensingh, Bangladesh, March 2026. Chapter 5, Statement of Purpose, SOP. All my life, I have had one dream: to achieve my many goals. The Simpsons. While you might not have control over awards or where you go to school, you do over your Statement of Purpose (SOP) or Personal Statement. A well-written SOP also shows that you can communicate, which is very important in research, and that you can effectively teach and communicate with students, which is important for TA funding. Many SOP samples for CS are available here. In your SOP, focus on research potential and convince us through your experience. For example, published papers. Back your claims with concrete evidence. For example, if you say you have experience with teaching, then show what you did. For example, undergrad TA or mentoring someone. If you say you worked on a research project, then show some results. For example, paper published or even rejected, achieved certain performance improvement over the state of the art. If you talk about things that AdCom members might not know about and can help make you stand out in the application pool of thousands of applicants. For example, your personal GitHub project with hundreds or thousands of stars, or your regular contributions to well-known open source projects. This is a simple task often overlooked by many applicants. Tailor your SOP to the institution you are applying for. For example, why do you apply here? Who do you want to work with? Provide names of professors who you are interested in. If they are not already in the AdCom, your application might get forwarded to them for evaluation, and they might be interested in interviewing and recruiting you. This shows that you are serious and have done homework on places you are applying to. AdCom will look for this part. Finally, have your SOP reviewed by your LOR writers and professors, especially those who have served in AdCom, or even postdocs or PhD students, as they have been through this process. Kiss of death in SOP. Too personal. Don't talk about your personal issues, for example, family, health, relationship, etc. This can raise concerns about your ability to handle the PhD. Also, don't talk about religious or political beliefs. Criticizing your current or previous institution or professors. Just like in a job interview, don't badmouth your current or previous employer because it raises concerns about your ability to work with others. No concrete evidence to back up claims. For example, saying you are passionate about a research topic without showing any experience. This is where specific names, work submitted at conference X, numbers, outperformed sorted by Y%, and examples worked on project Z can help. These names, numbers, and stats are harder to fake and concretely show your experience and potential. Use flowery and AI-like language. Don't use AI to write your SOP. Not that hard to raise suspicion, though you can ask AI to check your grammar and spelling. Not customized to the program. If your SOP can be sent to multiple programs with few changes, it is too generic. Do some research and mention why you want to spend the next 5 to 7 years there. Mentioning wrong professors. Do not mention emeritus professors or those who have left. Teaching and adjunct faculty are often not active in mentoring PhD students. Do your homework and mention profs who are still active in research. Too long and fancy format. Keep it under 2 pages. Don't use too much coloring or fancy fonts, like those in words. Don't use left alignment. Seems to be default in words, as it is hard to read. CS academics like using LaTeX, common way to write our papers and other documents. So write your SOP using LaTeX with Times or default font 11 pt and 1-inch margin as described in G. Using AI. As AI and LLMs become more popular, many students wonder if they could use AI tools such as ChatGPT to help with their statements and if the university or EdCom reverts could check and penalize them for doing so. Personally, I do not check your statements for AI contents. First, I do not have the time to do that. It is much easier for me to just read the statement and see if it makes sense and stands out. Hint: AI-generated content reads very strangely, and faculty is just too experienced in reading essays and SOPs from students to not notice it. Second, AI checking technology is very unreliable and inconsistent. For example, a checker might claim that 80% of an essay is AI generated, while another says it is 0%. Finally, I think it is fine to use AI to help you polish your writing. For example, the proofread feature in Apple's writing tools is quite useful for fixing writing issues or finding better terminologies or phrases. This can help international students who might struggle with writing English and are not familiar with the academic writing style. You see how many thus used in this book? Diversity statement. Some universities require a diversity statement. A statement about diversity, equity, and inclusion (DEI) as part of the application. While the topic on DEI has become politically contested in the US, you should be prepared to address it when asked. Many students, especially international ones, find this statement confusing because they are unaware what it's about. Truth is, even people in the US struggle with this topic. At a high level, a diversity statement is not an ideological endorsement, but rather to assess your awareness of DEI issues. Understanding of challenges faced by minority groups and potential contribution you can make. You don't have to be from a specific DEI or minority group. You just need to understand what DEI is. For example, be aware of challenges faced by minority groups in studying CS, STEM fields, academia, and workplace. show that you are aware of DEI issues and how they impact your chosen field and society. Show your awareness customized to your own experiences. If you come from a different culture or country, talk about DEI or lack thereof here. You would have a unique perspective on this topic that outcome might not know about and would be interested in hearing. Highlight your contributions. You do not need to be in any group or organization specific to DEI. You can talk about your contributions to your community. For example, mentoring students, organizing events, or even just helping people in needs. If you don't believe you have done anything much, then talk about what you have planned to do. Customize it to your application. Think about your research or teaching. Could it indirectly support or create collaboration across underrepresented groups? Could you mentor students from underrepresented groups? Could you help improve access to technology or education in underserved communities? These are all valid and meaningful contributions.